Perfect. Fortenbaugh will be here with everything you need to know from a betting perspective. We are jam-packed, no time to waste. Hit the highlight. Get me to Lambeau Field last night. The quarterback's on full display and all eyes on Micah Parsons. Jordan Love's Packers. Jaden Daniels Commanders. Middle of the
game, Jaden Reed got hurt. Malik Heath, step up to the plate. Watch the feet. Get both feet down in bounds. Unbelievable catch. Body control. I like that.
Packers dominant in the first half. It's 14-3. Now, you're asking, how about Micah Parsons? How about him on a third down play in the third quarter? And they make a statement, 27-18 over a team that was in the NFL's Final Four a year ago. And the story, Love was good. But this defense is the tale. They stifled the Commanders' offense, just 230 yards for Jaden Guys last night. They've now held their first two opponents both under 250 yards. Green Bay hadn't done that in 30 years. After the ball game, here's Micah.
Defense wins championships. J. Love, I think, you give us 20 points, we should be able to win that game. It's all about getting stops and getting the ball back into the offense. As y'all seen against Baltimore or Buffalo, you can have a quarterback damn near have a perfect game but still lose because guess what? The defense gave up, 40 points? So defense won championship. They want to, I think the fans like points and they like to see the big plays, but when you play great defense, it's just so beautiful to see.
Indeed. When you think about this, this is a man who was traded 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks ago this morning, we were sitting here talking about Micah Parsons being traded to the Packers. Now the season begins. Peter, big picture thought.
I don't know if a team could have had a better 5-day stretch in an entire NFL season than what we have seen from the Green Bay Packers. What they have done now to the Lions and the Commanders, two teams who are, one, the number one offense in the league a year ago, number one seed in the NFC, and then two, a team in the NFC Championship game, and absolutely silence them, it's something to behold. Real quick, Greeny, both those teams averaged close to 30 points per game last year. Total, they've had 31 in their first two games, and two of the best running teams in the NFL were held under 100 yards total. The Packers defense is for real, and if you're an Eagles fan waking up this morning, this might be the guys that you have to worry about in the NFC.
So, Mike T, let's go directly to that later.
They're the best team in football. And just to build on what Peter said, Green, let me tell you what, Bart, listen to this. They've rushed the passer of 22 yards. Those two quarterbacks, Jaden Daniels and Jared Goff, have a QBR of 3. When he's now a much better player, when every single snap, Micah Parsons is double teamed. And the one other thing that's really important here, Greeny, and Dan Orlovsky, to his credit, mentioned this first. Jordan Love is playing free and easy because of a championship defense. He is averaging 12 yards per attempt in terms of how far the ball is going down the field. Micah Parsons is impacting both sides of the ball.
So, for those of you who don't work with Bart a lot, I call it resting linebacker face. He always has that extremely skeptical impression. You're the one person saying not so fast on these Packers.
Yeah, I mean, it's early, right? And you expect them to have the advantage. They're playing on a short week at home. I think schematically they really did a coaching class on Washington and being able to leverage and get points. And yes, I believe that Love is playing, free and clear, but he's not playing elite. He's missed a lot of passes. You talk about getting into the red zone. They wasn't able to catch it in. Washington played a horrible game, but yet they found themselves 10-17. The defense kept him in, but Love is going to have to play a lot better. I don't think he's my MVP candidate right now.
How about Micah, though? Give me Micah. That's your side of the ball.
Well, he's a force multiplier.
What's he doing for the whole defense?
He's a force multiplier. He's so active. And the thing is, he's so raw. When you look at him right here, he's so raw. This is great. This is not great technique. This is just, I'm a better athlete than you. I'm faster and more explosive. I'm just going to run by you. When you see him come through, he's walking off the block. That was all an effort. Most guys would have gave up. And I think that sets the tone. When your best players, I play with Ray Lewis, when your best players are your hardest workers, then it sets the tone and tempo for everybody else. That's why Van Ness is giving what he's given. Yep. Because everybody's trying to keep up. They don't want him to get all the shine. And it's going to elevate Rashawn Gary because he's going to get favorable matchups because he's a high effort guy too. So when you got two bookends that's high effort, it's allowing these tackles and inside to eat.
So I would say this, the speed, the athleticism, and the ability to rally to the football is what allows the Green Bay Packers to be ferocious. Micah Parsons coming over, sitting on routes, and we've seen those guys have a masterful night because the Washington Commanders wide receivers, they struggle all night long trying to get open. But I do agree, Eagles is the Green Bay Packers, and they have all the intangibles to dethrone them in 2025, Bart.
Let me tell you who
I got the
agrees
Rams.
Our friends in Vegas agree. Can we put up 820?
Here we go.
The Packers were plus 800 to win the Super Bowl entering yesterday. That was the fourth shortest odds behind the Bills, Ravens, and Eagles. They are now plus 550. Only Buffalo has shorter odds to win the Super Bowl this year than Green Bay.
Greedy, when we traded for Brett Favre at the Jets, it made everybody better. The ticket takers, the landscapers, everybody. You go back a week ago, Green Bay out-Detroited Detroit. They play with more passion, more energy. Let alone what we believe, they believe they have a chance to win.
That's the point I wanted to make, Peter. You're a baseball fan, as am I. So every year in baseball, it certainly used to be the case, more so maybe than now. After the trade deadline, there's always a team that makes this one big deal, and everyone in the clubhouse feels it. They feel like our organization is going for it. We believe we can do it now. The Green Bay Packers have been living in the very good
And Ed Policy, Carmen's son.
Yeah.
What a splash to make. We're going to take a wide receiver in the first round, something we've never done. That span against two contenders in the conference, there could not have been a bigger statement for the rest of the world to see than two primetime games. Romo and Nance on one call,
right.
Michaels and Herbstreit on the other. Everyone watching. This is what we're going to be this season.
Agree. What Harry said I thought was really important from a team-building standpoint. If there was a vulnerability about this team, you were talking about their corners, Keyshawn Nixon, Nate Hobbs. When you have that pass rush, we could be playing corner, and that's what's so good about how they built this team. They're really good down the middle. Edgerrin Cooper, Xavier McKinney, and obviously they can rush the passer. And to me, what they did with Parsons, they made a whole lot of players on that defense a lot better.
All right, yeah.
You tied the front end and the back end, because I know that you're not going to have more than 2 to 3 seconds before you're off your spot. You just got to worry about your plaster rules. But you saw them flat-footing yesterday because they knew that they didn't have to cover for too long.
Yeah, so we're going to get into Jaden Daniels as the hour continues. Harry has a tape on what he described to me at breakfast this morning as a master class by the coaching staff of the Packers yesterday. We'll get to all of that. But now we bring Mr. Fortenbaugh in, as we do every single Friday, our betting expert, and I want to give him props. 2 weeks ago today, you said to us, since we were sort of digesting this trade for Micah Parsons, you said jump now on the Jordan Love for MVP prop. If this team is as good as we think, that may be the place to go. He was 20-1 that day. What is it now?
It is now down to plus 850. And you know what? Thanks for building me up. I think that's enough for this.
No, Fortenbaugh, get in here.
All right, we're going to
What is your best bet coming off last night?
Let's look ahead to week 3. Green Bay is going to be in Cleveland. They're laying 7.5 points. We'll go ahead and lay that. First thing you want to ask yourself when you're dealing with these advanced lines that are more than a week out, is this the best price I'm going to get? If it's not, you can wait. We're jumping on it for 2 key reasons. Number 1, head coach Matt LaFleur. Outstanding with extra rest coming off a Thursday game. As you can see right here, 15-8 against the spread, 16-7 straight up. That's going to be factored in. Number 2, look at who Cleveland plays this weekend. Double-digit dogs against the Baltimore Ravens. They could get shellacked in that game. And the image of that, on top of the physical nature of that game, a banged-up Cleveland team limping into a matchup with that Green Bay defense will lay the 7.5. I think it closes closer to 9.
So he's saying if you're looking to bet that game, take Green Bay now. The number's only going to go up. We'll have much more from Joe, including a lot of college picks, as we continue. We're just getting started on this Football Friday as we roll on. Good Sunday against Dallas.